Is retro video game collecting still worth it? Prices are skyrocketing, countless YouTube videos that talk about it, and the dumbest thing ever, game grading. But is it all that bad? Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Jason the Overwhelmed Gamer, and if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. We cover all things retro and homebrew gaming here, and today we are discussing the state of retro game collecting. Let's talk about it. Retro gaming has exploded in popularity over the years. What started as a niche hobby has turned into a massive market with collectors, investors, and even influencers shaping its future. But as prices continue to rise and sealed games sell for absurd amounts, many are asking, has retro collecting lost its charm? Today, I want to explore this topic from multiple angles and share my own approach to collecting. Back in the early 2000s, retro gaming was just a fun way to relive childhood memories. Games were cheap. I remember purchasing complete in-box NES games and NES bundles on eBay for less than 50 bucks. Thrift stores and flea markets were a goldmine, and no one thought of it as an investment. Fast forward to today, and it is a completely different world. YouTube has played a huge role in game collecting, channels showcasing hidden gems, rare finds, and expensive pickups have made certain games highly sought after. And when a popular YouTuber covers a game, the prices often spike overnight. And I'll be honest, I'm no exception to this rule. Retro Rick Pixel Game Squad had a huge influence on myself getting back into the hobby. Other channels like Chase After the Right Price and Phoenix Resale made game collecting feel like an obtainable hobby, even for those more budget-minded. But I'm not sure if this is still the case now. Then there's the issue of game grading. Companies like WATA and VGA have turned retro gaming into a speculative market, with sealed games being sold for thousands, even millions. But is this preserving gaming history or just creating a bubble? Personally, I think game grading is really one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I can't for the life of me think of why you'd want to seal a game away and not have it available for somebody else to enjoy. But I do understand the want to do so. Not too long ago, I actually won a graded game from a giveaway in a whatnot auction, and what did I do? I didn't break it open. I traded it into my local game store for trade credit to buy more NES games that I wanted to add to my collection. This is a big one for me. Are you collecting to play or just collecting to own? You could argue that I personally do a little bit of both. I'm working on a full NES collection, but for the other consoles, I only actually keep games that I want to play. In fact, I turned it into a whole video short series where I'm going through my physical collection and deciding if it's worth keeping or hitting the trade pile, and to me, it's really about balance. Do collectors ruin it for gamers who want to play? This debate comes up a lot. Some collectors buy games just to display them, which makes it harder for players to find affordable copies, but at the same time, collectors also help preserve these games. No one's collection lasts forever, and many may get tired of the hobby or may just need to downsize. Let's take a look at some numbers. Just 10 years ago, you could pick up a copy of Little Samson for a few $100. Now, it's over $5,000. Even common games have doubled or tripled in price, but there are still a lot of ways to get inexpensive games, and inexpensive does not mean they're not great games. In fact, I'd argue that the opposite more times than not is true. I get 2 subscription boxes each month full of retro titles. It's a great way to find games I haven't played before and want to check out. So I use the not so great titles as trade baits. After I've accumulated enough stinkers, I can trade them in for a more expensive title that I know I want to keep. So is retro game collecting really doomed? Not necessarily. Emulation, flashcards, and digital releases make classic games really more accessible than ever. You don't have to own an original cartridge to enjoy these games. There's all kinds of ways to find them. So is retro game collecting worth it? It really depends on the individual. If you love the hunt and the history, then absolutely. But if you just want to play these games, there are plenty of other options. Although given a choice, I always pick physical over digital. I have slowly started coming around to the fact that the industry as a whole is moving to digital. I even opted for a digital-only Xbox Series S opposed to the X this generation. I guess whatever you're doing, make sure you're enjoying the hobby. Stay away from FOMO or the fear of missing out, and just enjoy and have fun. I want to hear from everybody out there what your thoughts on retro game collecting is. How are you collecting? Drop a comment and let us know. And if you like what we're doing here, please consider liking, subscribing, all that fun YouTube stuff. That's it for this one. We'll see you in the next video. Late.